I tear off the yard. Remember, but baby, remember, no. Yeah, cover me too. Copy, but give it to me, that. I cover me too. No, it's not anything. Give it to me, that. Alright, so, so, we're still maintaining. Sorry for the break, but we are still. I have to just continue from where I stopped. Uh, I hope you can hear me. If you cannot at any point, just say hi and let me know. Okay. And what else would we need to do? Okay, so let's go back to Nomad Sculpt. Let's go back to Nomad Sculpt and see. Um, um, okay. What else okay, so let's go back to Nomad Sculpt. Let's go back to Nomad. Okay. Yeah, so. Okay, so let's go back to this part here. This part has been done. The next will be this reflector part here for targeting. So I'm going to need to go to Pinterest and check some uh, images, some reference images. So according to my research, you need to be a bit, careful around showing images. So once I fully understand that, I will probably start showing Pinterest images while informed and prepared. But at the moment, I think it's just too much work. So, legally speaking, at least, be careful around showing images. So once I fully understand that, I will probably start by showing Pinterest images while informed and prepared. But at the moment, I think it's just too much work. It's showing images. So once I fully understand it, I will probably start okay, I'm seeing something here. I don't really have all the labeling of everything that I need, but I think this pretty much sums up what I need. So, let me go further. I think I was already on the right path. What is showing Pinterest? Let me just prepare this in case. I don't really have all the labeling of everything. So this I think this comes like at least from the front view. It looks like this stands and then a transparent thing so you can see perhaps 3D thing and then target, right? Comes like so this is what I'm referring to. Like that's here. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do that here, but perhaps it should be possible. It should be possible. On second thought, I don't think it's necessary since it's not a fixed view machine. I think a better way to explain that is you literally fighting with your head, similar to how your on second thought, I don't think it's your typical what would I say now? Similar to how your typical fighter jet pilot would handle. Better way to explain that is sorry, something is distracting me here. Typical to how your fighter jet pilot would handle things like this, right? So don't need to align the weapon directly, right? Except for missiles. So in this particular mech, right, everything you're doing, right, is pretty much open. There's okay. I need to transfer the view to. I need to transfer the view to. What's the name? To Nomad Sculpt, right? Pretty much. Need to transfer the view, but let's just add it for adding sake, right? Add the group under the Nomad Sculpt, right? So we name it second target intercept. But let's just add it so we can get adding this name. Completely. So we add a mirror thingy, was it? So yes, and then was target. But let's just add it so we can get adding this name. And then we had a box. Okay, let me use insert to add the box. Okay. And then we have the box. Okay, let me use insert to add the box. Now, the rotation. Okay. Sorry, I have to click for this box model. Absolutely not. But not it's not time to fix that. So let me add a camera. Let me add a camera for this box model. Absolutely. But not it's not time to fix that. So let me add a camera. Hide this organic first. Let me add a camera. Okay, let's assume this is what we see. So this needs to come. It's hide the organic first. Let's assume this is the view, right? This needs to come this way, so we can keep going. So put this away first, and then we add what I need to add. What is that again? I need to add a yes. I need to add a square to this, and then we add what this doesn't need to be mirrored. We need to add what is that mirrored. It just needs to be at the center to avoid issues with instantiation. Yeah, to the and then we have the 0. So everything else is just fine. Come back to the view. So everything else is just fine. Come back to the view. What I'm doing is what we call unorthodox. Why is it not at the center? What I'm doing is what we call unorthodox. Why is it not center? What I'm doing is what we call unorthodox. Okay, so okay, so the next is to trim. Okay, so why would that happen? Okay, okay, I didn't validate. Okay, that's such a okay thing to do. Alright. Now, why would that happen? Okay, okay, I didn't validate. Alright, let me attempt to this group. Okay, 93,000. So before they add something like down to this, let me see if the machine do. So before they add something like down to this, let me see if the machine do. Okay, this is slightly better. 21,000. Slightly better. 11,000. For something that can be represented with two, I mean, I said two. Something that can be represented with, how many? 8 vertices. That's too much. Let me see. 11,000. For something that can be represented, yeah, this is better. So, compared to 11,000, um, 18 vertices is just fine. So, for this, need to sculpt it actually. So compared to 11,000, the two pieces is just fine. So for this, need to actually so 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 now 1000 is actually not bad, but I want to see that I can drive it down. Just because I can doesn't mean you should. Let's see, 400. 1000. Okay, that's okay. It's better to have start low with low poly and then build up than I can the other way around. Doesn't mean you're clear. But you can leave this viewfinder or whatever. Can leave it like that for now. We have start low, and then build up. Then I can the other way around. Doesn't mean clear. But you can leave this viewfinder and okay. Can leave it like that for now. We have start low. This in itself is already a problem because I can assume this would not the pilot will not be able to use this space here when you need to look up, when you need to look up. So I'm gonna split it. I can assume this the not the pilot will not be able to use this space here. But you need to look at it. Okay. So I'm gonna split it. I can assume this is where I would usually say, but this is a free version, so just going to treat it like a wasted sculpt, but a learn nonetheless. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is the helmet sculpt. But one of the things that I mentioned in this particular sketchbook design so let's go back to the sketchbook is why is it not working? But one of the things that I mentioned in this particular sketchbook, okay, so one of the things I mentioned in this particular sketchbook design is that this head part, right, needs to be in two sections. Let me hide some of this. So let's add equal. Okay. So one of the things I mentioned in this particular hold on. that this head part, right, needs to go. Okay, so in this let's add equal. Let me add this. So here, let's go. Is it here? Okay, so this is the first section. Right? This you can already see this space is empty, right? Because this comes in first, right? Then, so here, just let me erase that. Okay, so this is the first section. Then this part. So I'm going to try to cut it so it's clear, right? Because this comes in first. Let's see, not too bright. Okay, I like the blue. This is a marker. No, it's not. So, where are the markers? This is clear. Not too bright. I like the blue. This is a marker. and then let me pick something like a orange and use for the top. And then a lighter version for this front here. Oh, sorry about that. I have a cold. So, alright, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Oh, sorry about that. Let me see if I can show my face. Alright, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me see if I can show my face. Okay. Okay, so you should see me somewhere. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you should see my. Alright, so this is the this is basically the visual discrimination, and that's correct. This is the visual differentiation, might be better. So this is for the back, that's the base of the inner helmet, and this is the top, where you have the first layer of augmentation for the pilot. And then somewhere here is okay, So somewhere here is you know the breathing apparatus. Just slow out documentation before doing it. And then somewhere here okay, there's somewhere and strap the breathing apparatus. Okay. 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 So we're doing the blue parts now first. Let's go back to Nomad Sculpt. Sorry about the stupid code. So we're doing this. So we're doing the blue parts now first. Let's go back to part here. Let's add areas inside Mech, right? That is there. So maybe somewhere below transform part here. Let's add areas. Okay, let me do this inside Mech, right? That is there. Somewhere in transform. Okay, so I'm going to need to sculpt this, move it around, and make sure that it matches both for the front and the back. Then I'm going to split. No, sculpt this, move it around, and make sure that okay, you can eat your cake and have it on the back. Then I'm going to split. Okay, and then bring it, have this connected to this, have this connected with and then we use the anchor point. So in case you missed the first one, I mentioned that the anchor points are actually the cheekbone and the back of the head, then the forehead. Everything else is the jaw, which should move when you speak, right? So this particular breathing apparatus is still going to get bigger. So the mouth can maybe even cover all of this. So the mouth can move up and down during speech, right? So at least within a reasonable range of motion, right? So this particular breathing apparatus about okay, let me consult the reference image during speech, right? So at least within a reasonable okay. So particular actually I can just bring let me consult this reference right? Okay. Because I'm not sure I want to show my this thing. Well, there's nothing to hide on me, so just learning. Mm, download. Oh, so much work. Okay. Alright. I can save it in. Oh, Singapore. I can save the image to download. Okay. As JPEG or something. And then come back. Where is it? Okay, and then come back to try again. And download. Download. Okay. As JPEG or something. Okay. Wow. And then come back to try again. That's okay. So now we have something to number on. Actually, I should try and label this image when I can. Which one is it? With this? Or no, this can be bleach. Something. Excuse me, I'll be back. I'll be back. And welcome back. So yesterday I think it comes to just to say that okay, I think if you're just joining us, the mission is to make so yeah, it's PVD-led production. So we're also designing the whole thing live with justification and from this January 14th. That's what we're already identified. So we're also going to do the pilot test during the experience. Every other place I have seen it. So wherever they want to put it. So where I'm currently am is working on this helmet. I'm going to split it soon, but I just needed to make sure that some of the subcomponents are functioning properly. Actually, excuse me.
Racing my own thoughts into the silence, seeking the guidance I forgot. It's somewhere
can hear me, and use the chat. Say hello, say hi, let me know where you're from. Please subscribe and ask questions if you have suggestions. Please throw them my way. Let's get this rolling. Okay, let's come back here and then add a little bit of rotation. Now we know the Z is y-axis in Nomad, so let's rotate it a. Oh, I see. I already rotated it once in 90 degrees, so this becomes the new axis. So let's see. Does this do what we want? It's too forward. This needs a bit of variation because they all can't just be in the center like that. Well, I'll figure that one out later. I just need blocks for now. I need the anchor points and what. Please subscribe, right? I'm looking for like 12,000 views by the end of this month, like 20, 30 days from now, and to increase my subscriber count to around 3,000. I'm also looking to get monetized this year, right, so that I can get some proper gear for the channel, because it's a bit inconvenient to use other platforms to request for financial resources. It's not like I'm getting any yet. I'm just saying that even if you are going to support me financially, it would have to be a third party service, which is okay, but I mean, not everybody is that comfortable. So if I can earn from YouTube first, and then every other thing comes optionally, then that's fine. So obviously I'm gonna start keeping some of my work files, so supporters get work files first, right, and then everybody else later, or if they become members and all of that. So if you wish to support me financially, just check the description in this live, and then you see a link to my seller page. Just send whatever you can, and I'm going to mention whatever I have bought for the channel and what it's doing so far. So I might not be able to mention how much was earned, because that might make things difficult for me in the real world here. You never know who's watching, so I would love to audit it, but it's not advisable. So just keep that in mind. But I can at least let you know exactly what was purchased, since it's technically a public fund. So okay, so I'm done with the lighter blue. Now for the darker blue. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, let's do a test so that we don't keep dragging this on. I'm going to use my wait. It's accepted, so I'm going to use my so smooth. I'm going to use my this thing to control that. Get away. Funny. So this is gonna be a two-piece, or maybe even three-piece helmet. That's the inner helmet, right? The inner helmet could be a two or three-piece. Okay, because one, two, three, right? Or four. Anyway. Okay, I see what I need to do. We go to this and then extract. I may have made a mistake, but let me revisit that. Another reason for this is if your mesh is too low poly, you might start having artifacts when you are extracting, but this is just a test, right? In fact, this is not going to save because it's a free version of Nomad, right? I already purchased the one for my mobile phone, but I'm having issues streaming reliably on my phone, so that's why I'm using this. So I just consider this a kind of test to see what is going on. Let me check my chat if there's any chat. I already had it. Okay. This is a bit saddening, but that's okay too. You know. Not that I don't care, but I mean, there's a part of the views, and then there's a part of me actually putting something else. So that's okay for now. So click Control, click the mask tool settings, and then click. Wait, let me change some settings. I don't know. I prefer internal like or negative negative. Is it inset? I would say maskless height. That's new. What does this do? Okay, I see. So I prefer negative extractions than positive extraction. So maybe you guys can even check that. Yes, I'll see. So now I'm going to have to hide this chord sphere. And then we look at the extraction. Yes. You can see, right? You can see the thickness, even thickness for the shell. So I'm still going to. I can redo this from scratch. It's not. I'm not too attached to it, but let's not forget that Nomad won't allow me save it, so I can't really afford to get too attached. I just need to learn that this does what I need to do, and also at the same time show third parties and see this is what I have done. So so I can't really afford. Yes, so let's go back to learn to before clear this now that we know what we need to do. Come here. I have a soft I have a soft version of this clay brush. I'll explain how I did that later, but for now let's just stick to course. Let's stay on course. What's going on? Why is it not animating? Dynamic topology is on. I think how I did that normally just stick to okay, let me try this. What caused that just now? Am I still connected here? Okay, so okay, coming Jackson. Let me see how this should work. Okay, so what else? Okay, let's this. So this part here, this X part here, needs to be sorry, this X part needs to be so these two will actually be the same part. So these two will actually be the same part. So for hard surface, try and use polish or flatten as much as possible, not planer or planer, whatever it should be called. I hope that helps. So for hard surface, try and use polish or flatten as much as possible, not planer. Try and use okay. So, I hope that helps. So this and this will be the same part. Like you can come up with the visor and then where's this? Let's crease this part. So this and this will be the same part. Okay, that's gonna weaken it. So let's do this. It's this. Okay, that's gonna be good. So polish. So so this second part, let me see. You need to move a few things around. Mm. So this second part, I need to move a few things around. Okay, so so Then the volume is actually coming from here, not from the front, it's coming from the back. So let me see if I can fill that up. Since the bulge. Use the bulge. Let's clear this. Okay, so Chris, let me see if I can change some settings for Chris. Okay, scaling and then mid value. Okay. Let me see what that does. Okay. In that case, let me see. Okay. 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 Looks like we might be able to do something. Scaling. Let's see. I think this was done with a hair. This is why. Let me change it to something like this. Alright. Okay. Let me see what this one is. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is why. Yep. Okay, okay. Yep. Okay, okay. And then middle value. This must have been y. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Middle value. For something that is gonna snap like this, I think it's better it protrudes in the middle and then you have double support than for it to come this way. Actually, you can just make it double like this. That's an happy accident. But I mean, I did say I was gonna learn. So this can go. The stroke. Okay, that's all. So here it comes like from here. And then so let's clear this. From here. No. Okay, so let's use inflate. I think inflate will do what I want. Nope, it in fact did not. Okay, okay. Go and open the gate. Okay, so you can always add vents or something here for the electronics. And then let's come back to what we were tracing. Can always add vents or something for the electronics. Alpha. Shit. No, I'm gonna take some time. Okay. Shit. No, I'm gonna need something. Polish. Okay, so this is more or less a dragonfly situation going on here. I need to correct that. The view, the field of not wide enough. Oh yeah, that's another happy accident.